What's up, NordCast family? It's Jack. Welcome to episode 9 of the NordCast. I'm here with the coolest host of all time, Nordic.
Going on.
Might I say, you're looking extra muscular tonight, and looking very dashing.
Thank you.
I've been loving your high school hockey interviews as well. Very
Thank you.
very intriguing. I'm also with my father, Carter.
How's it going, son?
Going good as of now. Carter, might I say your Nike football sweatshirt there is looking on point. Similar to your Winnipeg Jets, they're also looking on point. Also looking very great tonight. I'm currently 0-2 in bets with Carter, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, one thing that sucks about being a Chicago fan is that the Bears scored as many touchdowns as the Winnipeg Jets did on Sunday. I think if the Hawks also get the first overall pick this year, they should trade it because Connor Bedard can't save us. I did lose a bet to Carter, if you were wondering, so I had to read
Oh,
that script.
that was amazing, Jack.
Could
Round
have
of
went way
applause.
worse.
Yeah, thank you for writing that for me.
You are
Uh,
very welcome,
That
Jack.
was
You are
lovely.
very welcome, my son.
Let's get this
alrighty.
thing started.
Alrighty, anyways, what's going on, guys? It's Nordy here, back again with another episode of the Nordcast. It is episode number 9, getting close to that 10-digit mark. Number 10 there. We got a fun list of topics today. Should be a very fun episode. Even some trades happened as well, since our last podcast. But anyways, we're gonna get into it right away here. Starting off with the St. Louis Blues. They're back. I mean, this team lost 8 games in a row. And I mean, I think actually no. In the episode that we scratched that nobody knows about, we talked about the Blues 8-game losing streak.
That was the episode?
Yeah, that was the episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember like in that episode too, the Penguins. We talked about the Penguins
Yeah.
and the Blues, and they both broke their losing streaks before we posted that pod. So we were just like, screw it, let's scratch it. But yeah, we talked about the losing streak. It was looking brutal, and we were honestly talking about like, oh, should they fire Craig Berube? Should they do something to change up management? And luckily they didn't, because so far now they're 11-10. I mean, 11-10 isn't like mind-boggling impressive, but considering they were 8 and they were like 3-8, that's not that bad. To be honest, 11-10 from 3-8 is very good. So, you guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, not bad at all. As you said, they were looking really brutal, to be honest with you. And I think they actually played the Hawks, and I think they won that game 5-2. And I think that was a real momentum shifter for them, just because they went into that just constantly losing games. I think they had some injuries too. Some players obviously not performing to what they were expected to. But yeah, it's a team built to win. I think everybody knows that. And yeah, they're looking back on track. I hate to say it, I don't like them, but yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I think this is like a good example of why you shouldn't doubt a team even when it's like 11 games in. And of course, this is the prime team that you shouldn't doubt because they did this same thing in 2019,
Yeah.
basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
They were last place in February and
Yeah,
they
Yeah.
came back and won the cup.
yeah. So, I mean, anything is possible in a league like the NHL. And it's impressive that the Blues kind of turned this around because, like, they started picking up games. I remember that game against the Capitals where they won in a shootout, and then they were also winning games as well. Then the comeback win earlier this week against the Florida Panthers. Just overall, really impressive. I mean, like, I like the direction of this team and where they're going overall. And I honestly think that, like, if they keep playing with this, they could definitely turn this around. I'm not sure if they're in a playoff spot. If you guys can confirm that.
I think they're wild card 2, if I'm
Yeah.
not
So
mistaken.
technically they are in a wild card spot, but I mean that is a huge turnaround given that they were like last in the division at one point. So I think that's very good for St. Louis, and I definitely think that with that, I think it gave them enough momentum to turn it around, and I think they can keep going. Honestly,
Yeah, I think they can too.
yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Like looking at like they lost to Philly 5-1, and when it comes to playing Philly, that's usually when they turn it around. You look at 2019, Bennington
yep.
shutout, kills everything, and they start playing unreal. And that's kind of what snapped for him too, because after that loss to Philly, I don't think he played in that one. But since that loss, through their 7-game win streak, he played 5 out of their 7 games and did not have a save percentage lower than 900, with his highest being a 964.
Yeah.
So he decided, I'm going to start trying, and he's kind of helped put that team on his back.
Now, one of the players that is on this Blues team that actually was horrible during that 8-game losing streak was Jordan Kyrou. He had like 3 goals, and that was it.
Oh, Ryan O'Reilly had like 2 points.
O'Reilly's still bad. O'Reilly's has like 8 points now, but it's still...
No, he's got 10.
Oh, he's got 10 now? Okay, well,
Yeah.
I made a TikTok about him, so... But yeah, Kyrou at that 8-game losing streak had 3 goals. Now, he has 9 goals, 9 assists for 18 points in 21 games played. I would say that's a really good turnaround, considering, the situation that they were put in, as well as that. Braden Shen has also looked really solid as well. 6 goals, 11 assists for 17 points in 21 games played, as well as that. Pavel Buchnevich, obviously in his second season with the Blues, has 6 goals, 10 assists for 16 points in just 16 games played. And in net, the numbers are still a little bit iffy, but they seem to be trending in the right direction. You look at Jordan Binnington, 16 games played, 9-7-0, a 3.05 goals against average, and a .901 save percentage. I still would rather Ville Husso, though. I'm going to be honest.
I think I would too.
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, any last thoughts on the St. Louis Blues and, how they've turned this around, kind of? Because we're about to get into a sensitive topic.
It's just one thing. You said Kyrou. I think we're kind of seeing a trend here. He wasn't performing on that losing streak. Now he finally is. I think he's kind of an X factor on this team. If they want to keep playing well, I think it's really up to him. At least one of the players that he's one of the players that they need to perform.
Yeah, 100%.
I think honestly, all eyes are on Kyrou right now because he signed that 8-year contract. Same with Robert Thomas, but I think he's hurt. If I'm correct, Thomas might be hurt. I'm not sure.
As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure he is.
I think he's hurt, but Kyrou signed that 8-year contract, and people were optimistic about it because it's still a young player. But so far he's definitely performed to the level of that contract, 100%. But yeah. All right. If that's all we have for the St. Louis Blues, we're going to move on to the Philadelphia Flyers. So for those who don't know, me and Carter are Flyers fans. So we're about to get into a very sensitive topic here. The Flyers have lost.
I don't want to talk about it.
The Flyers
want to talk about it.
10 straight games again. That's the 3rd time in 12 months. And not only that, we've lost 10 straight games, at 10 plus games, because I think we lost like 12 or 14 in one of those losing streaks. We've done that with 3 different coaches. 3. John Tortorella, Alain Vigneault, and whoever it was.
Mike Yeo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is. When are you going to realize that it's not the coach's issue? You can look at the players, but when you look at these injuries, Couturier's out, Konechny's out, JVR's out, Lofton's out, Ellis is out, and Addison is out. Literally, you look at that top 6, taking away those guys, it is the worst forward core in the entire league. Like, your first line is like Owen Tippett, Morgan Frost, and Kiefer Bellows. Jack, do you know who Kiefer Bellows is?
I do. Islanders legend, actually.
Do you know who Noah Cates is?
I do know Noah Cates.
Oh my god.
You know who Kevin Hayes is?
Yes, I do. Of course
know
I know.
Tanner Lazinski is?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, there we go. Yeah, a bunch of no-name players in this lineup right now, and it's not like these players aren't known, but they're not good. Like, just absolutely just a team in shambles right now. And when are you going to realize that Chuck is the problem? For the love of God, since we've had this guy on the team, we have had, 1, 2, 3 coaches. Actually, no, 4, if you include
3 coaches in a year.
4 coaches.
4?
And none of them have worked. Oh my God.
Vino worked in like his first season with them, the bubble year. Like, we were actually good then.
Yeah, that was a good year. That was like our one good year.
That was our one tease of like, here, this is what every other NHL franchise is feeling. We're going to give you a tease, and then we're going to send you right back to the realm with the Arizona Coyotes.
Send you down to the bottom of the depths of the league. That's where we've been the past couple of years. And like honestly, I look at the teams that have finished last. You look at Buffalo, you look at Montreal, you look at Anaheim right now. Those teams really aren't like surprising or like, mind-blowing to me. Like they're not really bad teams. Like I mean, you look at Buffalo, I mean they were bad, but like they had a lot of issues. Now they're better. They're not good, but they're better. You look at Montreal, they just made the Stanley Cup Finals. So I mean, hey, I mean like, that happens sometimes. You finished last. It was a rough year. And then you look at Anaheim this year, they have injuries. They're still a pretty young team. They're still developing. I look at Philadelphia, they have none of those components except for being really, really, really bad. So if you ask me who I think the worst team has been in the past 3 years, it's the Flyers. 100%. And you can call me a hater for that. You can call me a person that like hates my team, but oh my God. But I 100% stand by that.
They're awful. This is one of the most like honestly, you want to talk about painful. Watch the Flyers for 60 minutes just once, and it's literally a torture method at this point. Yeah.
And guess what? 24 hours from now, maybe when this podcast might be uploaded, might not be, I'm not sure yet. I will be at a Flyers game. I will be watching this team lose their 11 straight to the New York Islanders.
Hey, it's okay because you can enjoy that. I'll be enjoying a nice Winnipeg Jets game, baby.
Oh my God!
There you go.
You know what, Carter? You're a Jets fan in Canada. I want to hear, or you're a Flyers fan in Canada. I want to hear nothing.
Hey, yeah.
Coming from the guy wearing an Oilers hat, buddy?
Fine, fair enough. I spun the wheel. Okay, that's why I have all these hats in the background. But oh my goodness, just 10 straight losses, dude. When is it gonna stop? Honestly,
Never.
Like. It has been nothing but pain since I've been on this planet being a Flyers fan. Like
once your GM goes.
This is like my sixth year of like actually fully paying attention to hockey, and the Flyers have missed the playoffs every year but 2. But one of that year they lost to Pittsburgh, and the other year they lost to the Islanders in the most heartbreaking series I've ever watched. Oh my God. Like and in 2022, like I'm just gonna go off in a ramble here because why not? In 2020, like they played so horrible against the Islanders. That was literally like their downfall. Thomas Greiss killed us. Game 7, Thomas Greiss just killed us. And then like the funny thing is too, they'll give us hope. They'll give us all this hope about starting off good in the year. Like this year they were 7-3. Last year they were somewhere around that number. And then they lose to a team like Columbus. Yeah, only in Ohio, right?
We started in October 5-2-1, and in November we're 2-8-4.
Yeah, it just takes that one game against a bad team for this team to just be like, well, we're done and leave.
Yeah, like look at the Blues. It takes one loss against a bad team, and then they decide to turn it around. Like
exactly. And I mean, okay, I know I might be going a little bit too like over the top here. I will say this. I've seen a lot more effort this year. I think that's really what Tortorella's done. I've seen a lot more effort, especially in losses. Like they look
You saw that at the start of the year too, especially.
Yeah, they looked a lot more into it, and I think that's why they were so good to start the year. They looked a lot more into it than you thought they were going to be. And honestly, like at the beginning of the year, like you had that mentality where like you're the underdogs. Nobody believes in you. Nobody thinks you're going to do this. Imagine if they were good. Imagine. Like and then like injuries happened too. Like Konechny got hurt, Coots was already hurt, JVR got hurt, Lofton got hurt, and they just keep piling up and up and up and up, and it just okay. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts on the Flyers? I think I've explained myself.
Yeah.
They don't know how to shoot the puck, so they can't score, and the only reason that we're not last is Carter Hart.
Yep, that's the other thing. Shooting the puck, man. They'll never shoot. I wish they had the mentality that the Islanders have, where they have that the encouragement to just, take a shot, see what happens.
Yeah.
And then
we are.
Sorry.
No, go.
I'm sorry.
You're in your zone.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he is.
I'm in the auto zone. I just feel so bad for Carter Hart. Like that's the one player on this team that I feel bad for because like he's actually still has pretty solid stats, but like he's been bombarded these past couple of years.
He has a winning record.
Yeah, it's really taken a toll on his confidence. Like honestly, and that's something that I'm really worried about in the coming years. Like let's say that contract ends, what if he doesn't want to stay here?
Honestly, he shouldn't. He's too good for our organization. Like seriously, he's the best player on this team, night in, night out. When he's in the net, he changes the game, and when he's not, we get Sandstrom, who,
Oh my
quite
god.
frankly, I don't think knows how to play hockey.
That game against the Islanders, dude, oh my god, it was bad. Oh, okay, all right. Anyways, moving on now. If you guys are done with the Flyers,
If we're done, more like, are
sorry,
you done?
if I'm done with the Flyers and ready to move on with life, um, let's take a look at headlines. We got a lot of headlines to take a look at today. Mitch Marner is making news. His point streak has reached 18 games. Can you believe that? That is tied for third most in NHL or in not NHL history, in
Leafs history.
And if he scores in his next game, he ties the record. So just
Wow.
unbelievable. Now, these stats may have changed because they are playing right now. As you guys know, we record these podcasts at night mainly. So obviously there's most likely games going on when we do this. Marner has since October 4th, which is the last time he scored, which is the last time he didn't score a point in a game against Vegas. What's up?
He tied it.
He tied it?
He scored.
Oh, okay.
Oof, man.
All right. Well, so since October 4th, he has had 7 goals, 18 assists for 25 points in 18 games played. Can you believe that? Yeah, Carter, your face is like the reaction. Can you believe that? That is unreal.
That is actually unreal.
Like
I mean, like honestly, I was reacting crazy because of that, but then I also like checked the shots on goal. Detroit had 44 and lost 4-2.
Jesus.
So shooting the puck, I guess, doesn't really work all the time, but hey.
Talk about good goaltending. Oh, Matt Murray's back.
Really?
But anyways, like that is unreal. We talk about like not Mitch, or we talk about like McDavid. Like he has like 35 points right now, 40 points. Marner has 24 points in less games. So I just think that's honestly crazy. He had a slow start to the year, but like this point streak has really amped up his value. And honestly, do you guys think how long do you guys think this could go? Like, honestly, he seems so hot right now. This could last for a while still.
I think it could too. It's tough to put a limit on it, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Jack, you were actually right, or you were 1 game off with the Devils winning streak.
What'd I say, 12, right?
You had 12, and it lasted 13. So, I mean, you
Oh,
were
man.
at least it didn't last less, but I mean, you know,
Yeah.
still in the ballpark. But yeah, still unbelievable. Anyways, moving on here, the Avalanche have signed Alex Galchenyuk to a 1-year league minimum contract today. The Carolina Hurricanes have also re-signed Pyotr Kochetkov, a goaltender who's really kind of rejuvenated himself this year, to a 4-year, $2 million deal, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I don't have that on my notes, but I just remember.
I watched him play against the Jets, and he was all right.
He was all right.
I mean, the only times that the Carolina Hurricanes scored was when he was off the ice. So, like, I don't know. You can tell me that.
Was that the game? Oh, I was about to ask. Was that the game where y'all like came back and tied it, and then the Canes won in overtime anyway?
No. Flip that around. That was the game where we choked. That was the game where we choked it 3-0.
Oh,
and then Jomo, the absolute goat. Yeah.
How many points did Jomo have? He's crazy.
He's elite, man.
He's really good. All right. Anyways, moving on here. Marco Rossi has been sent down to the American Hockey League from the Minnesota Wild. This guy only has 1 point through 16 NHL games so far this season and is only averaging 5 to 10 minutes of ice time. So no wonder he's not getting any points. Like,
yeah.
I mean, not getting the opportunity to play.
We've seen this with Shane Wright, where
exactly.
You get minimal ice time and you do nothing. He got sent down to the AHL. He's already got 3+ goals, I'm pretty sure.
And that was what I was about to talk about. Shane Wright was also sent down to the NHL since we last made a podcast. Wright, obviously the 4th overall pick, was hyped up to be the 1st overall pick. Then he wasn't. So then he's been sent down to the AHL with the Coachella Valley Firebirds. And so far, I think he has like 3 or 4 goals. He's looked all right.
Yeah, he's looked pretty solid.
And I think, honestly, he kind of needed this. Like, you saw Cole Caulfield, like what he did. He got sent down to the minors, and then the coaching change happened, and now he's popping off. So maybe that's what Shane Wright needs. Just to
I think that's what a lot of players need, honestly. Young players.
Yeah.
just some time down below in the AHL to, gain back your confidence and get it going.
Yeah, because these guys are used to being like the number one guy on their like respective team, and then when they're not that guy, they lose confidence when they don't get their ice time. So
Yeah. And I think Shane Wright had this ego to him that was kind of
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
a
yeah,
little bit too
that's
cocky. And I think he's kind of fallen down back to earth, which is a good thing. Anyways, moving on here, we have an allegation to report. That sounds really weird. Rachel Dory I might have butchered that name. I'm so sorry. Has alleged that she was improperly treated by Vancouver Canucks AGM Emily Castague. Crap. But sorry, I shouldn't like make jokes about that because it's a very serious topic, and obviously I can't pronounce anything. But yeah, another allegation. We'll see where it goes. Honestly, I haven't really read too much into this, but I thought I would include it. The Sabres have terminated the contract of Riley Sheahan. So this kind of starts the direction of the Sabres making some new moves. Sheahan was kind of part of the old organization, and he's now gone now. And last but not least, in headlines before we get into the trades in the next segment, the Predators appear to want to move a defenseman, and it looks like it might be Dante Fabro. So you look at like how the Preds have moved defensemen in the past. Ryan Ellis is like the prime example. Looks like they want to move another one, and it's going to be Fabro. So I mean, like, if you guys had to spitball a team out there that you think Fabro could go to as a defenseman, who do you think?
Leafs, maybe Rangers. I don't know.
Leafs. Yeah, they need a defenseman.
Yeah, at least
I don't know Fabro's like contract stuff, but I do know that they need defensemen.
it's definitely doable for Toronto. Also with Ottawa too. Like it's definitely doable with the Senators as well.
Winnipeg, maybe, Carter?
Winnipeg?
No. Jomo, that's Jomo's cage. All right, he runs
You
that.
guys got D though, so I think you're fine.
Yeah, we're honestly set on defensemen. Just get Logan Stanley out of there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I think it's a much more doable deal to make than like a Jacob Chikrin trade. Like much more doable and much more like affordable and feasible for a team like Toronto or Ottawa. But yeah, anyways, that's all we have for headlines. We got two minor type trades we're going to talk about in the next segment. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. So since our last podcast, there has actually been two trades that have occurred. Starting off with this one between the Minnesota Wild and the New York Rangers, we're going to kind of rapid fire through this because they aren't really that big of trades. The Minnesota Wild have acquired forward Ryan Reeves from the New York Rangers in exchange for a 2025 fifth-round pick. We obviously talked about how, New York doesn't have many spaces in the roster. Ryan Reeves was scratched a couple times, and he obviously actually requested a trade, and he was granted that request, so he has now reunited with Marc-Andre Fleury. The other trade involved the Arizona Coyotes and the Toronto Maple Leafs, where the Toronto Maple Leafs acquired defenseman Connor Timmins in exchange for forward Curtis Douglas. We obviously talk about how the defensive market is incredibly dry out there right now. So it's pretty good that at least Toronto got some defensemen. I mean, Timmins is kind of injury prone, so it doesn't really make sense. But I guess
They need someone who can come in and play for them, and he can do that. So
I mean, that is true. I mean, like you have Riley out, you have Muzzin out, you have Brody out. You got a lot of guys out in that lineup. So I mean, like, hey, why not try and make a move?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a decent acquisition, but we'll see how long Timmins lasts before he gets hurt. But yeah,
exactly.
Those are the two trades. Moving on to our final topic. Kind of a shorter episode today because we're gearing up for a big episode 10. The guys don't know what I'm planning for episode 10, but we got something big coming. Anyways, we're going to give our award front runners, mainly for the four main awards, unless you guys have the other ones, for the Calder, the Vezina, the Hart, and the Norris. So we're going to kind of move as slowly as possible, but kind of fast as well. So whoever wants to start off with their Calder picks, whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, so we were talking before. Sorry, Carter. It's kind of been a down year for rookies. We've seen a lot get sent down. Not a lot of point production, I guess you could say. But my pick is Shane Pinto. Is it Pinto?
That's Pinto.
Pinto? Okay. Yeah, I'm not good with that stuff. Yeah, but I think he's got the right pieces around him. He's got a talented forward core around him. I know they haven't been putting up good numbers this year. Um, yeah, but I've liked what I've seen out of him. I think he can. I think he's one of the favorites right now. I don't know if he continues. I hope he does. I think
Yeah.
he will. But yeah, my pick for now.
That's not a bad pick, to be honest. Carter, what do you got?
I don't know if you guys. I oh my god, bad stutter. I had two. I
I
put
had
two
two as
down.
well. I think Jack forgot to do two.
You two.
Oh, yeah,
No,
my bad.
it's all good, Jack. No
It's all
worries.
good. You're fine with one. So my Calder winner, I have Matty Beniers. He has been awesome as everyone kind of expected. 18 points. He's looked tremendous. My number two, I went with the goaltender of the Vegas Golden Knights. Give me Logan Thompson. This
Ooh.
guy has been putting up great numbers as a rookie. He has looked tremendous so far.
I'm gonna be honest, Carter. I have the same picks, but flipped around. I have Thompson
Really?
Carter right now.
You have Thompson as one?
I mean,
I was honestly contemplating that because like, but hey,
look at Vegas, fourth in
yeah.
the league. They just won against Columbus tonight in
And
a
he's
shootout.
been pretty much the big reason as to why. Like they
He's
don't have
kind of been
what's
the
his
backbone, like,
yeah.
to be honest. And I think that like is really huge. And we haven't seen a goalie win the Calder since Steve Mason. And when you look at those stats, I don't think Mason was ranked top 10 in anything. But actually, Logan Thompson's ranked 10th and 9th in goals against average. And he's also ranked number 10 in goals saved above average. That's a little advanced analytic there. But yeah, I have Thompson winning the Calder mainly, and then Beniers as a backup because I think Beniers has been really good. As expected. I mean, he was probably the most expected rookie to be good out of this this rookie class. So yeah, that's the Calder. Vesna, what do you got, Jack?
Yeah, Vezina for me. I got Sorokin. And then if you guys want a second pick, it'd be Hellebuck probably. But yeah, Sorokin, my bad. He's got good defensive core around him, and I mean, he's just simply a good goalie. And yeah, he's stood out to me this year.
Who do you got, Carter? That's a good pick.
Well, for my Vesna winner, I have Connor Hellebuck. Really been the backbone of this Jets team. He has looked honestly tremendous. I don't care what you're talking about, Nord. Hellebuck has been absolutely lights out when he's played to his potential. Even when the Jets lose, he still looks amazing in those games. But then my number two is Linus Olmark. He's leading the best team in the league. He's been probably one of the best goalies right now as far as stats wise go.
He really has. For my picks, I went with Linus Olmark winning the Vezina as of right now. Just a really good goalie on a really good team, but I still think he has some good goalie capabilities. And then I actually put Vitek Vanacek for second pick because I honestly look at the Devils and I think they've kind of turned it around, and I think Vanacek has played a big role in that.
He has, yeah.
To be honest with you, so I think Vanacek would be a solid secondary pick there for Vezina. He'll definitely get votes, but we'll see if he wins it.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but still a lot of time left in the year.
The Devils have been so good at like keeping shots away from him that he kind of looks good stats wise, but again,
that is true. So maybe that does play a factor. But I mean, if I make a third pick, it would be Hellebuck. I'm gonna be honest. Hellebuck's been pretty good. And then Sorokin as well. There's some solid goalies. The goalie discussion is always crazy every year.
It's really good right now too.
Yeah, it is. It's really like defensive and competitive. Anyways, now moving on to the Norris. What do you got, Jack?
Yeah, Norris. I don't know if you guys will like this, but I got Eric Carlson. I think he's leading all defensemen by like what 10 points or something like that.
I think he was up 9 on Adam
He up
Fox.
9. Yeah, that's just incredible what he's doing this year. Like take out the contract and all that crap. Like I think he's been the best defenseman in the league. Simple. So yeah, he's my Norris pick. Hopefully he keeps it up. It's been good to see.
Yeah, Carter.
Yeah, I have the same guy, Eric Carlson, number one. He's looked really dominant, really been showing out like his defensive skill or his offensive defensive skill this year a lot, and he's looked fan freaking tastic so far. And then my number two, you guys aren't going to be happy with this. Give me Josh Norrisy.
Josh,
I've always been a big fan.
Norrisy.
I thought you were about to say. Oh, I say what you got there. I thought you were about to say Josh Norris. I'm like, what?
Nah, Norrisy, baby.
That's not horrible. I mean, Morrissey's been all right, but like, has he been
Uh,
good defensively?
Norrisy.
Or Morrissey, whatever. Potato, potato. Who cares?
Josh Norrisy.
My picks, I also have Carlson winning it. I mean, like, to be honest, I mean, like, I think the story overall is pretty cool. You know, he's been kind of irrelevant the past 2 years. That contract was looking bad. And then this 1 year, he pops off, does really good. I think he honestly could win it, playing over some of those guys like McCarr, Fox, and some of those other players. But for my second pick, I have Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin, I think, honestly, has kind of taken a big step this season for the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, it might be a little bit of a long shot because the Sabres have definitely gotten a little bit worse since Dahlin's been like red hot and on fire. So I mean, I don't know, but I think Carlson could win, and I think Dahlin could come up second and pretty close. And I think I think in like on points he was like third. Wait, why am I talking about on pace? I hate on pace. Anyways,
Yeah, I was gonna say. Last thing I thought I hear you talking about.
yeah. I already have like high school posts coming out about my high school players having like on pace for points. Anyways, moving on to the final trophy here, we have the Hearts. Who do you guys got? Jack?
It's obvious. Do I even have to say it?
Yeah,
I'll say it.
by law.
Patrick. No, I'm kidding. Connor McDavid.
Yeah, I mean like it's really not close. He wins it every year. Carter?
Josh Norrisy. No, I'm kidding.
He's gonna win everything.
He'll take home coach of the year too. McDavid for Hart. He's been the most dominant player right now, and as I'm talking about him, he just gets a power play goal. So, what do you know? He's literally been one of the best players for a long time, and he still is the best player, and he is absolutely ridiculous. My number 2, though, Jason Robertson. This guy has been electric. This guy is the leading goal scorer on the Dallas Stars. Had a kind of slow-ish start, and he's really picked it up. He has been dominant on both ends of the ice. He is outstanding with the Dallas Stars. What do you got to say, Nord?
We talked about him earlier in the podcast. I'm going to say Mitch Marner wins the Hart Trophy as of right now.
Wow.
I'm going to be entirely honest. This is a very, very hot take, and Carter's gone. This is excruciatingly hot at how crazy this take is. Because
not slowing down either.
You look at Mitch Marner. He has 24 points, maybe even more than that now, in 18 games played. Can y'all believe that? Is mind-blowing to have that many points in such a short amount of time. He is putting up the points for Toronto. He is being absolutely insane. He may not be scoring a lot of goals, but he's definitely assisting a lot of the plays. So definitely a very good pick there.
Okay, can you go through something for me again?
What?
He has how many points in how many games?
24 points in 18 games. But
that's completely off, but you know what? He has 27 points through 23 games.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Connor McDavid has 36 through 21 games played. So how about you take that take and shove it right up your ass? It's blasphemous. You didn't even do the right research. Nord.
Will it make you better if I have McDavid as the second pick?
No. That is really upsetting.
Sorry, guys. Wow. I thought it would be a pretty nice hot take.
Honestly, you know what? He has been hot late. Oh, wait, are you talking about a streak?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about like just like that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I think just like he's been really hot lately, and I think he's been like hotter than McDavid lately, to be honest with you. And I think that like if he keeps up the pace, he could win the Hart Trophy, and he could do really good for Toronto. But I have McDavid as the second pick. I mean, like, no question. We didn't even really go in depth with it. Do we have to? I mean,
yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. He's an amazing player nonetheless. So, without a doubt. But yeah, that's all I got. You guys got anything else you want to talk about? Anything hockey related?
No, nothing else.
Anything
I don't have anything
related? Anything? Anyways, that'll conclude episode number 9 of the NordCast. I'd like to thank you all very much for listening or watching and for supposedly on these podcasts. If you do enjoy these, make sure to give us a good review on Spotify or any other podcast you watch. Or if you're a video listener on YouTube, just like the video, subscribe, comment something nice. Comment Carter's nice hair. Do something like that. But yeah, this concludes episode number 9. Episode 10 is going to be a big one. Thank y'all for listening. We'll see you guys in the next one.